How has it been running the Audiovisual Rights Society of Nigeria, AVRS, in the last couple of years?
First and foremost, I'd like to thank you as a representative of the media who have supported AVRS in its journey so far. The journey, so to speak, for AVRS has been a roller coaster in the sense that it's been tough, but some of the little gains we've had are quite encouraging. So we're continuing, but it's not yet Uhuru. Despite the law, right, the climate, the business climate is not that supportive of what we're supposed to be doing as regards managing people's rights. Rights management is not really new to Nigeria, but again, it's new in the sense that a lot of people are not aware. A lot of people who use audiovisual works are not aware, right? In the past, those in the music were able to gain some traction because music is easily understood. It's easily, how do I put it now, seen as what people need to pay for. But when it now comes to audiovisual work, the movies, the dramas, the documentaries that people watch on TV, because there's a medium that channels this thing to people's businesses and homes and all that. People think because they've subscribed to that medium, right? Or maybe media will call it now, who are relaying this thing, that they've paid for the content. They've paid the IP rights. So why should AVRS come to worry them? So a lot of work is still needed. But gradually, we are moving on and we'll get there. The challenge is that even the people that ought to help us in enforcement, right, the enforcement agencies are not too conversant with what the law is all about when it comes to IP rights, copyright, or whatever you want to call it. The laws have been there long ago, right? So, whereas in other climes where these things are a veritable source of revenue for right owners, these things have been there. So it's like in the UK, in the Scandinavian countries, what have you, for you to pay for audiovisual rights, licensing rights to use audiovisual work in your business premises, your business concern, is that you going to the licensing office in Lagos here to renew your driver's license or renew your vehicle license. Nobody gets to tell you to do that. So that's why in those societies, the money they make from royalties is so much. Here, you need to use the police, you need to educate people, you need to even, some of them even take you to court. As we're talking today, we have about 9, 10 cases in court. Some of them people challenging the law, that why should we be asking them to pay for something they've already paid that particular organization that releases the content to them. Some, we took them to court ourselves because of the challenges we face concerning their use of the work. So but like I said, it's a roller coaster, but progress is being made. And our distribution is increasing little by little. We believe in no time we'll get there.
Beyond running AVRS, you're also a practitioner. Tell me about that part of yourself.
Yeah, essentially I'm a filmmaker. I studied film, and that's what I've ever done in my life. Apart from this advocacy work, I'm doing also for the industry. Because when I came into the industry in 85, so to speak, after leaving school, 84, 85, right after youth service, right, I saw that the industry was more or less an all-commerce affair, and there was nothing professional about practice. People were just going about the whole thing as if it's a hobby. And some of us went to school to take this thing as our means of existing, livelihood, or whatever you want to call it. And with some other colleagues, now feel, look, things have to change. The attitude to the business, to theater, to filmmaking, whatever, even doing business on TV, get to change. It's a very serious profession, and that was what led to my being involved with NANTAP, and the rest is history, like they say.
Beyond advocacy, you're also talking as a practitioner.
essentially, first and foremost, I'm a practitioner. I have to make my money to survive. Advocacy is what I do to ensure that we get the industry to into the right place in terms of practice, in terms of support, in terms of people making a living of it. You know, is a multi-billion-dollar industry, but we're not able to scratch the surface yet.
How would you describe the attitude of the government over the years?
You see, government, you see, in terms of policy and law, the government has done a lot. But you see, the challenge with government is the people that are put in place to run, to maybe to effect these policies and laws, right? One, some of them on getting there, maybe the issue of skill, knowledge as regards what to do, and some getting there just feel that, look, well, they move with the trend, right? I keep telling people, if you look at the sector, the cultural sector, whether tourism or not, over the years, if you look at the number of agencies that are under Ministry of Information, Culture, and whatever they want to call it, there are so many and are being funded also. But what has come of them? Are you get what I'm saying? So the blame should come to those that put in charge. It's still the same government where you put a medical doctor on or an engineer to run an art agency, a creative agency. Some will say, oh, what they want to do is just administrative. But administrative or no administrative, if you don't have the prerequisite to understand, you're going to come in to come and learn what the industry is all about before, and within 4 years, you don't do nothing and you get out of the place. And that's what we'll be having year in, year out. We thank God for this administration in terms of the people they've appointed so far for the sector. Some of them are some of us, right? And there are one or two of them who are still the usual, you know. So, but some key players in government today for the sector, right, are the right pegs in the right holes.
Does the appointment of Nuhu as the managing director of the Nigerian Film Corporation, Dr. Shaibu Husseini as the executive director of the National Film and Video Censors Board, and Obi Asika as the director general of the National Council for Arts and Culture give you cause for optimism?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. You see, these individuals we've mentioned are core professionals, people who know a lot about the creative sector, people who have been in the creative sector. Talk of Nuhu, he's a practicing performer, right? Shaibu is your friend. Shaibu lives Nollywood, lives the creative sector, right? Even his doctorate has to do with Nollywood, right? Obi Asika, that one, what do I call it? Encyclopedia of culture. Are you get what I'm saying? So I'm quite comfortable. But my challenge is that I pray they are given the right tools to work with. What am I talking about tools? Money, right? And they are allowed to implement what the policy dictates. That's it. So if they get that, I mean, the industry, of course, I'm sure from some of the interviews you've had, newspaper clippings and all that, the industry is behind them for them to succeed. I pray those who put them there, give them the right incentive, the right tools, the right things to make them succeed.
What do you think of the suggestion that the National Film and Video Censors Board, NFVCB, should be subsumed as a department in the Ministry of Arts, Culture, and Creative Economy?
Crock. Right? That's one step forward, 1,000 steps backwards. Why will anybody be thinking of that? More so with the current situation we have with the industry, right? The digital environment that the industry exudes, that the industry is all about now. You see people making movies, making content left, right, and center. and now a ministry that is still battling with how it can stand despite the experience it has. You now want to carry the census board, right? Right, it should be called classification board. That's another issue. You want to now return it to the ministry. That will be what word do I use now? That will not be progress. That will be very retrogressive. Anybody who is suggesting that, whether I don't think that's what the Orosai report is saying. If that's what they want to rely on, I don't think what it's saying. They don't even understand what the Orosai report is saying, right? Viable agencies that can stand on their own, they should let them be. Those that are struggling, then maybe they should march. Census board with Shaibu there, they let them give him, maybe it's 4 years. They will see what changes he will bring into that system. Because he has an understanding. That's a money minting agency, if they allow him to. You know what I'm saying? He can get support from anywhere. The industry is ready to give him whatever support, even to the extent of financial. Because if we see that the agency is working well, people will readily pay the dues. With the issue of, let's leave classification aside, the issue of censorship. Our society is not that permissive yet, where you will just allow all manner of things to happen. That censorship will be said, oh, no, we cannot call it censorship. We still have to censor certain things, right? There are certain things that can derail the society. So that's why the censorship aspect of the board is critical. And with the liberalization of production, right? People just produce content anyhow, and they throw it on YouTube, or they throw it on whatever channel is available to them. And all this nonsense about this new lifestyle that they're trying to foist on us, and you now want to reduce the agency to under one ministry? No, that will be taking us back to Golgotha. It's a good idea. No, not that I don't think. I know it's not a good idea. Thinking about it is different. I know it's not a good idea. They should let them flow. If they can't succeed, then I doubt that will even happen.